Measles is not a mild childhood illness. It's not like chickenpox or strep throat. It's a dangerous illness. Even a mild case of measles is more miserable than most things that children go through. About 1 out of 4 kids who get measles are hospitalized. If a pregnant woman gets measles, her chances of getting hospitalized are much higher. She can lose her baby. And for immunocompromised people, it's even worse. And measles can be fatal. 2 people died in the US this year of measles already. Measles is a very recognizable clinical course. It starts out with high fevers and what we call the 3 C's, which is red eyes, conjunctivitis, a cough, which can be quite bad, and coryza, which is a fancy word for congestion and a runny nose. And after about 3 to 4 days, a rash begins, and the rash is pretty typical and recognizable. It begins often on the hairline or behind the ears, spreads to the face, and then spreads downwards. And people are highly contagious from the moment the fever starts to about 4 days after the rash occurs. In fact, measles is commonly thought of as the most contagious disease we know of. If a person has measles and exposes people in their household who have never had a vaccine and never had measles, 90% of them are going to get it from a single exposure in the house. And it can hang out in the air for up to 2 hours. So you can have a patient with measles in the waiting room, have them leave, be brought back into a room, and somebody walks into that waiting room an hour later and can catch measles from that if they're not immune. Because of that, if you think your child or you might have measles because of an exposure, because of having high fever and those 3 C's, then you shouldn't just walk into an emergency room or into your doctor's office. You should call ahead. We have a great vaccine. If you get your 2 doses of measles vaccine, you're almost guaranteed not to get measles. It's 97% effective, and it lasts lifelong. If you're hearing this, the most important thing you can do to protect yourself is to make sure that you have measles immunity.